If you want to do something special for Valentine's Day but want to save money, might I suggest a romantic night in? My boyfriend developed this recipe for stuffed portobello mushrooms that is really tasty, and that is going to be the main course of our special meal. And then I'm going to be making heart-shaped cheese ravioli with a homemade tomato sauce. So if all that sounds good to you, stay tuned. For a full recipe, ingredients, equipment, tips, and more, check out the video description below. So these are Portobello mushrooms. They're huge. We're going to remove the stem. A light jiggle will usually dislodge it, but you want to be careful so as not to puncture the mushroom and make a big hole. Now you'll see all these gills in there, all those dark brown gills. Just take a spoon and very gently scrape them out. This step isn't entirely necessary. The gills are totally edible. All this is doing is just making us able to stuff these mushrooms with more stuffing, which is more yum! So these mushroom gills and the stem, save those and use those in another dish. They work in a risotto or in a stir fry, or you can make a little mushroom paste. All clean. And now the stuffing filling itself. We have a pound of Italian sausage, and I just removed it from the casings, about a quarter cup of chopped fresh parsley, half an onion finely minced, an egg, and then about 4 cloves of garlic finely minced. I also have some Japanese, well, Korean technically, panko breadcrumbs. Buy these in bulk. Do not buy these at the supermarket. I've got a link down below for some cheap stuff online. And Italian seasoning, red pepper flakes, and salt to season. And pepper, of course. About a teaspoon of the Italian seasoning and about a half a cup of the breadcrumbs, and use your mighty hand to mix the mixture. Honestly, your hand is the best tool. Do not even attempt to use a spoon. If you are grossed out by the concept of squeezing raw meat and such, then wear gloves. And you just want to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze to incorporate everything together. It should form a big sticky mass. There shouldn't be any loose bits of onion or breadcrumb or anything sticking out of it. That's how you will know when it is well combined. Now, a note on the seasoning. Go very, very sparingly on your salt because the sausage itself is already quite salty. I mean, you could almost leave the salt entirely out if you're like me and you don't actually like a lot of salt in your food. I'd say for most people though, probably a quarter teaspoon of salt will do for this filling. And see, it's come together pretty cohesively, and that's how you know you are done. Blah. And now it's time to stuff these mushrooms. Now, Joshua usually would barbecue these or, put these on a grill when he would cook them. Oh, and if a little piece of mushroom kind of falls out of the mushroom, just push it back in and the stuffing will hold it in place usually. As I was saying, he usually would grill these. So when I'm stuffing these, I'm gonna put them on a wire rack on a cookie sheet. That will allow the excess moisture from the mushroom to drip down. And also notice that I am a little bit overstuffing these. There should be a gentle mound of stuffing protruding from the top because they will shrink while they are cooking. Also, if you are going to do these on a grill instead of in the oven, you should brush the bottoms of these mushrooms with olive oil first. But I did not brush them with olive oil when I baked them in the oven, and they worked just fine. It is important, however, to put them on that wire rack on the cookie sheet so that excess moisture can drip down. Otherwise, they're just going to kind of steam in their own juices, and that's not very appetizing. So once you put them all on the cookie sheet with the rack, put them in an oven, 350 degrees for 40 minutes. And 40 minutes later, you'll see that they're already beginning to brown a little bit, and you're going to put some Parmesan cheese on top of them, just a little, tablespoon or 2 on top of each. And then you're going to stick those under the broiler for about 3 or so minutes until the cheese gets crisp and nice and bubbly. And look how beautiful those are. And I'm going to show you in the next episode how I plate it with the heart-shaped pasta. But for now, I'm just putting it on a bed of tomato sauce, which I will also show in the next video. So that's it for now, the baked stuffed portobello mushroom. Tune in the next episode to see how to make the heart-shaped cheese ravioli and the tomato sauce. Until then!